And away we go. It is the Aftermath. Brought to you by Galactic Fried Chicken right here on BearcatJournal.com. Head down to Dayton, Kentucky, right down the street from Newport on the Levee. Go see our good friends at Galactic Fried Chicken. They have the best fried chicken in the city. They have great chicken tenders, chicken dunkers, French fries, coleslaw. The fried pickles are amazing. So are the deviled eggs. And, of course, the Galactic sauce is out of this world. So go see our good friends at Galactic Fried Chicken down in Dayton, Kentucky, and tell them BCJ sent you. All right, Aaron. I'm gonna be honest, Aaron. I don't know that I remember a game that struggled to keep my attention more in my 19 years of doing this. Like we're being honest, there was just nothing interesting the entire game. Keyshawn Tillery and Jalen Celestine had decent games, but I mean, if we're being honest, what at the under 12 stop, nobody had more than 5 points. Yeah, it was 44-25 as the first media stop of the second half. Nobody had more than 5 points. 24 minutes, 31 seconds of game action, and not a single Bearcat had more than 5 points. Good second half for Tillery, good second half for Celestine. But other than that, there was just nothing about that game that was interesting. Cincinnati turned it over 19 times, 6 from Day Thomas, 4 from Keyshawn Tillery. So he did have a good game, but he also had 4 turnovers, 3 from Jizzle James. 13 of your 19 turnovers by the 3 guys that have the ball in their hand the most.
Yeah, it was bad.
What do you got? Let's see what you can whip up out of this one. I don't think there's anything you can say that can make me mad today, Aaron.
I'm not here to try to make you mad. That was not.
You don't usually try. It's just natural.
It was not a fun game to watch. It was not a fun game to look forward to having to talk about. They weren't good at anything. They turned the ball over an awful lot. They got out rebounded. They got out hustled. Yeah.
No, Cincinnati had more rebounds.
Oh, I'm sorry.
35-29.
How about that?
I don't think it was for effort was not the issue, Aaron. Their effort was fine. Their play was poopy, to say the least. Chelsea had bad coaching, sure. That had nothing. This one had nothing to do with coaching. This one was they just played bad in every way fathomable.
You were the worst team on the floor by a lot.
Regularly. Oh, piss off, Bearcat fan 65. I tried to warn everybody last year. Get out of here. Good Lord. I tried to tell everyone. Nobody likes well, actually, guy. Get out of here. But yeah, the problem is, Day and Jizzle were not good again. Baba didn't have a good game. It was okay on the glass, slowed down some as the game went on and only finished with 8, but 2 points, 8 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 turnovers for Baba. So the one guy that has been able to do some damage couldn't. Mustafa Cham hurt. We talked about there's some winnable games in these next 5. If they're without Mustafa Cham, there are not winnable games in these next 5.
No, because now you're talking about Tyler McKinley and Halvin Zella running your 5.
Yeah, and one is a perfectly suitable backup 5. and the other one is a perfectly suitable third big man. Okay. Yeah, we did say on this show not to have crazy expectations for Sean Abaya. So if that's the point you were getting at, cool. All good. No, I mean, Tyler's going to get better as time goes on, as he gets more comfortable and plays more. You also have to keep in consideration he's really, really battling his knee. Like it is a testament to Bob Mangine and that staff that they can get him out there. But this is one of those, like, he doesn't know, and I'm guessing probably good for him that they got down. It's colder though in Houston than normal. But Tyler's battling through this thing to even be available and be out there on the floor for this team. But no, Kevin, I don't see a buyout before the season is over. Again,
Right.
I'll go through it again. It's simple, Aaron. Do you have a couple $1 million to catch on fire? Because if you're Wes Miller, you're not negotiating down your buyout if you get fired before the end of the season. You will at the end of the season because you're looking to get another job. You're looking to, there's probably going to be some jobs that are interested in Wes Miller at lower levels in this cycle. So you want to get it over with. You don't want to wait until April 1st. You don't want to let them put you in a situation where they're going to wait and your buyout drops and you don't get anything for it. If you wait until the end of the season, there is something to negotiate to get that buyout down and both parties move on and go about their lives. If you're Wes Miller, if you're Wes Miller's lawyer and they fire you tomorrow, okay, cool. Pay me my money. Pay me my $10 million. Like, that's the reality of that. You have to think in the terms of what is in it for each side. Cincinnati's not going to get a new coach between now and the end of the season because the coaches they want are coaching somewhere else. Your head coach isn't going to take less of a buyout to be nice. It's not how it works. So just think logically about this. There's not any incentive for UC to fire him before the end of the season. It's just not going to happen. Is there a chance Wes is here next year? I have to think this is make the tournament or everybody goes on with their lives. And they're 3-6 in the Big 12. Is that right? So they're halfway through. They would essentially, to have any shot at even crawling near the bubble, they'd have to go 7-2 with a couple upset wins over the top of the league. Come on, guys. It's not happening. So I don't think, unless something crazy happens and people with money decide that they want this to continue for another year, which it doesn't make sense to me, but that's, who said anything about a Power 5 school? I said there will be schools at lower levels that will want to hire Wes Miller as their head coach. He's proven to be a good good coach at lower levels. Guys, if we're going to argue with me, can we argue with me on things I say?
I thought nothing was going to make you mad today.
No, you can't make me mad today.
Oh.
The chat can always make me mad because they take things I say out of context and then make me mad because I didn't say that. Who would come here? Oh, God, do I have to turn the chat off? This is a top 20 college basketball program of all time. They have great funding. They're in the best league in America. They have great fan support here. Things have not been great, and there's still been 10,000 people in the seats every night. Cincinnati is an attractive job. Like, I understand at times you guys are in need of therapy sessions. But look, we said this Thursday night. Your chance to beat Houston happened
earlier this
3
season.
weeks,
Yeah.
a month ago. You had your chance. You had a 10-point lead in the second half. You had them tied up late in the game, and you didn't finish the job. And guess what? You generally don't get a bunch of chances to beat top 10 level teams. And that's a top 10 level team. And guess what? Cincinnati had their chance. It didn't work. They didn't get them. And it was very predictable, Aaron. Especially you're down Buck Harris, you're down Sean Abayev, you lose Mustafa Cham early in the game. Your odds of winning this game were pretty much zero before the game starts.
Yep. Look, they just top to bottom, starting five, the
Not
bench.
good enough.
They have an answer for everything. Their pressure defensively put Cincinnati in fits. Not even at times, the entirety of the game.
Yeah. The weird part is like they would beat the pressure and then just throw the ball away. Like a lot of the turnovers weren't at the point of attack, right? Like Houston blitzes ball screens. So you go to do a ball screen, they got two guys coming at your guard, the guard retreats. He beats the blitz and then does something stupid. Like it's weird the way that goes for them.
Yeah. You turn the ball over 19 times though. That's horrendous. Absolutely horrendous. Not doing yourself any favors there. And like you said, I mean, they threw the ball away, they kicked the ball away,
a lot of like get your hands on the ball and then just throw it away, or like or get it taken from you.
The last couple of games, it seems like they've just gotten themselves involved in unnecessary tie-ups where it becomes a jump ball.
Yeah,
that's happened. Feels like for the last 3 games or so. Just I don't know. The brand of basketball I watched today is not something that I am accustomed to watching Cincinnati display.
yeah. I mean, I get it to a point, but also they're not a team that can not like. They have to play at their absolute best to be in these games. Like, I think you would say Iowa State, they played as well as they could possibly play generally.
Sure.
Houston, the first time, I mean, they struggled down the stretch in that game. But for the most part, like, they played really well that game against Houston.
Yeah, holding Emmanuel Sharp to 0 point or what? Nothing until late. Maybe did he hit free throws on that one? I think I don't know, but we were sold that this was a team full of shooters, and I'm still waiting to see that.
Oh, you were sold it was a team that should have better shooters, but they clearly did not. Like it.
When you're
getting Celestine made shots, right?
Sure.
Kerr made one.
Well, I said it.
I don't know if you're going to have him on the floor. You didn't really get him the ball. He took 3 shots, all of them from 3. But like, if you're going to have that guy on the floor. Yeah, Joe, it's they revert back to this has been a problem with Wes. We're going to recruit shooters, but then we're going to revert back to got to have our best defensive lineup out there. Or got to go with this or go with that. And what it ends up in, you get a bunch of guys that are shooting 28% on the, or, 7%, as Baba is doing. But you get my point. Like, it's not good enough.
Said many times now on this podcast that this team was going to go as Baba Miller goes, and when your best player has 2 points. And look, if you're a team that is game planning against Cincinnati, I think that you just blueprint what you just saw today and just get as physical as you can with Baba Miller, because he did not respond well to that at all today. Right. 2 points, 1 of 8. That's simply not going to get it done. You leave him wide open around the arc. Let him shoot threes. 0 for 2.
Yeah.
It's 2 more than he should be shooting a game. And it's terrible.
It's not great. It's not great.
You can live with Celestine and Keyshawn Tillery being your top 2 scorers, because if you take Baba Miller out, this team does not stand a chance. No one else responds to the moment as a team, I guess, when Baba Miller can't get going. 50, I was surprised. I was surprised they hit 50. I didn't think they were going to do that.
What, of their threes?
No, 50 points.
Oh, 50 points. Well,
yeah,
that's just because Celestine and Tillery had a little bit of a flurry when it got to 30. Like, once it got to 30, Houston just kind of took their foot off the gas, and Cincinnati made a couple shots from that point. Like, I don't know. I don't think it changed anything that they crawled, beaten to death over the 50-point mark.
31.1% turnover percentage in this one. That's horrible. Absolutely horrible.
Yeah.
0.885 points per possession. You only had 3 layups. You had no dunks, so you got nothing going on really in that high percentage area, which it's tough to do against Houston. They've got Twin Towers down there between Cenac and Tugler.
Yeah.
But 8
8
points in the paint. Houston only turns it over 4 times. You had no pressure of your own.
No, there was nothing about it that was fun. I don't know. I somehow led this game for 2 minutes. Yeah, what? It was 2-1. I think it was 2-1 at that point.
The first 5 minutes was gross to watch too. But that's kind of this team though, is you have a chance. You're holding them to 1 point for 4 minutes. I think it was 4 minutes, and you do nothing.
You scored 2.
You can't jump out. You could have taken the wind out of their sails, but you were just simply unable to do anything. And Houston's very good defensively. That's what they do.
Yeah, but they're not what past Houston teams have been. Like, they're well coached, they're disciplined defensively. I don't think they have the type of defenders that they've had in years past across the board. They've got a couple. Like, Tugler's really good. Cenac's not a great defender. Fleming's not a great defender. Sharp doesn't have great lateral quickness. Like, but they're so well disciplined. They know exactly who they are and what they're trying to do and how to accomplish blitzing ball screens and forcing the guard to retreat and then have to go around, or doubling the post as soon as the ball gets there, big to big, and bringing two big guys and making you pass out of it. Like, they're just so much more fluid than anything that UC is putting on the floor. 216 offense and Ken Palm. I mean, that's, again, like, it doesn't have to go any farther than that, because Houston's a good defensive team, really good defensive team, not elite like they used to be, but really good. And Cincinnati's offense stinks. So unless Cincinnati's making just a bunch of tough contested shots like they did in the first time these two teams played, they've got no chance from the opening tip, because your offense is not going to, even if your defense is great. Like, let's say Cincinnati's defense played great today, Aaron, and held Houston to 63 points. Houston still wins convincingly in a game that's really never, like, contested, because Cincinnati scored 14 or whatever it was in the final 5 minutes or whatever. It's, you know, you're walking into a knife fight with both hands tied behind your back and shackles on your feet.
I don't know what else to say. I'm surprised we've gotten 20 minutes out of this show already.
Yeah, we can get 20 minutes. That's easy. Wes, this isn't an excuse at all. I don't believe in that crap. I love you know what's coming, right? Like, you know what's coming. This is not an excuse. I don't believe in it. ... But we've been in 3 time zones in 6 days. We got multiple bodies down. That's a strange situation, going from Arizona back home, then to Texas. People would be really proud to hear how they are handling a night like tonight. You got to stop doing that. You got to stop saying, I don't like making excuses. I'm not an excuse guy. I don't like making excuses. Excuse salad. I've been trying to work I heard a new phrase today that I'm dying to figure out a way to work in here, Aaron. And I think I'm going to go something along the lines of talking about or understanding good offense for this team is like trying to explain malaria to the mosquito. It's so bad.
That's where you've been dying.
I got to find a way to work it in. Trying to explain malaria to the mosquito. Wes Miller running good offense is like trying to explain malaria to the mosquito. Yeah. Missed a bunch of open shots to start the game. Needed those. They missed a bunch of open shots, like 3 out of 4 games, which is how you end up 216th in offense.
He said he was fighting for the group when he got his tech and didn't feel both teams could play with the same level of physicality.
I mean, was he arguing like the shoved out ass in the like dribble hand
in the illegal screen? Yeah.
I mean, I guess that's what he was mad at, because he did give him the big back, you know, like hip check, I guess. But I mean, how many we see maybe one moving screen called a game when there's like 40 moving screens a game. It's just not something that they call a lot of right now. So
this wasn't the game that I thought that you freak out about that. But I think that the Big 12 as a whole has a huge issue with the forearm push-offs.
Oh yeah, they let that go. They'll call the hand checks,
which is crazy to me.
Yeah.
It's crazy to me that you're calling the hand checks, but the chicken wings, nah, we're gonna let all of those slide.
You're allowed to do it like this. You just can't do it like, although, who was it? 2 games ago, the Arizona State game, their guard was full elbow extension.
Odom? Yeah.
Yeah, the whole game. I don't need stats anymore, bro. They stink. Like, what are you the stats are going to convince me that a team stinks that we know stinks? 2-10 in quad 1-2, 0-9 away neutral. Like, yeah, all the metrics say this is a bad basketball team. I believe them. I believe them. I don't know.
I don't have anything on this. I don't.
Yeah, I like the second half. I love stats too, Teeth, but I like stats to like enlighten me, change my mind about something, give me a little bit more, a little help to further a talking point. I don't even need that for this. They're a bad offensive team. They're a decent to good defense. But that doesn't matter when you score 54 and the team you're playing is going to hit 70. And they did that by Houston at 74 and Kingston Flemings didn't do anything.
No, he was quiet tonight. He let everybody else work.
They had 4 guys in double figures. Harwell played well off the bench. Masterpiece kid played well off the bench.
He did.
Hit a couple shots. Just trying to find something to talk about. I appreciate it. I do. I'm just saying, like, even at stats at this point are just restating the obvious.
Yeah.
I don't know. You want to do the thing and get out of here?
Stats at this point are like explaining malaria to a mosquito.
There you go. We got there. We got there.
All right. Let's do the thing.
We got there.
Jalen Celestine, 15 points, 5-7 on the night. Afternoon, 3 of 5 from the arc. He hit both his free throws, 1 offensive, 1 defensive rebound, giving him 2, 1 steal, 29 minutes played, -16.
I know tonight doesn't really change this really much at all, Aaron. But I would start him even when Buck comes back.
I agree. And I think you have to, at this point, probably make him a bigger focal point on your offense, especially with Mustafa Cham out, because your guards just can't figure it out.
Yeah, I mean, we'll get to those guys here in a minute. But yeah, you need somebody that can space the floor, can make a shot, can put some pressure on the defense. I've been really impressed even more with his 2-point game.
His twos are, yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, he's doing what he can.
What's club love? I don't even know what that means.
I don't think, well, the thing is, you're not, if he's got the flu or sick or whatever, you're not putting him in a plane and taking him to Houston so he can get everybody. You're
right.
Trying to isolate him as much as possible.
All right, 14 points for Keyshawn Tillery, 4 of 7 from the field, 3 of 4 from 3. He hit all 3 of his free throws. 1 defensive rebound, his only rebound, 1 assist, 2 fouls, 4 turnovers, 19 minutes played, -6.
He continues to get better. And the turnovers were problematic, but as we've talked about, he's really the only guy that can get into the paint and force the action and put pressure on a defense. So keep giving him more minutes, especially if Jizzle and Day continue to not get the job done. Then keep playing Tillery. No, it's not true about cunning. Guys, Crypt Keeper. We're talking about a freaking basketball game. You're going to ask me about Kurt fucking Signetti? Let's see if we can piss Chad off today.
Oh, man. Yeah, I thought Tillery, I don't know. He's earned his minutes at this point. He's playing really well in the minutes that he's been given. 19 minutes. That's I think the most minutes he's played in conference play.
Yeah, it's up there.
But you've got two guards who, like I said, they just can't figure it out. And if Tillery's not afraid to put his head down, I don't mind him getting
24 minutes.
I don't mind him getting the lion's share. Yeah.
Right. Keep him on the floor. And I think big for him today to have the 3-ball going, because that now opens up. Now teams have to start closing out on him a little bit. And he's got that quick first step, that burst that he can get downhill. So, you can make guys pay when they close out too hard.
All right, we are done with the double-digit scorers. We'll move down into the single-digit scorers.
Like Pork Chop is in Chris. Hold on a second. Pork Chop is in my boy Chris. Because Chris doesn't know shit. Chris is a Bengals guy. What's he know about who John Cunningham interviewed to replace Luke Fickell? Remember Pork Chop used to work at WEBN, and that's a good friend of mine. I love Chris.
6 points for Day, 2 of 8 from the field, 2 of 6 from 3, 2 offensive, 2 defensive, 4 rebounds, 3 assists, 3 fouls, 6 turnovers, 22 minutes played, minus 15.
Bad. He was serviceable against Baylor, but for 3 weeks, like ever since the Iowa State win, is bad.
If you want to try and get your slasher game going, I don't think Houston was the right move to try and get that going. You probably should have done more of that against, I don't know, Baylor, Arizona State.
Yeah, I mean, I would say Houston did a good job closing out on him. Like, they weren't going to let him, especially after the first game that these two played, they weren't going to let Day get hot. So I get him wanting to, like, try to get the ball downhill, but how about just not dribbling into 2 guys waiting for you to strip the ball from you? Like, don't dribble into. It's one thing to want to get downhill, Aaron. It's another to just completely dribble into guys just standing there waiting for you to. The defense is loaded up. Let's drive right at it. I'm a 6-foot guard. Surely nothing bad will happen here. It's the definition of insanity. It's doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results.
And he still loves the deepest threes on the floor.
And he hit 1 today. But yeah, like he's 5 feet behind the line pretty much at all times. He shot faked a deep one today, dribbled into what would have been a close one, an open one, and then didn't take it. Well, what? They had a bunch of that in the first half today where they were passing up good open looks to get, and this was a problem much more in the years past. It hasn't been as big a deal this year, but passing up wide open looks to get much more difficult shots at the end of the shot clock.
Yep, it's frustrating. Jizzle James, 5 points, 2 of 6 from the field, 1 of 3 from 3, 1 offensive, 1 defensive, giving him 2 rebounds, 2 assists, 3 fouls, 3 turnovers, 30 minutes played, minus 22.
Whew. What more can you say? More turnovers than assists. Didn't help on the glass. Didn't make shots. Scored 5 points. Didn't play great defense. Other than that, how was the play, Miss Lincoln?
Yeah. You've got to get more than 4 of 14 shooting from those 2 guys with 9 turnovers and 6 fouls.
You're going to lose every game that those 2 play like that. Every time.
I mean, between the 2 of them, 11 points, 4 of 14, 3 rebounds. No, I'm sorry. 6 rebounds, 5 assists, 6 fouls, 9 turnovers. It's really, really bad. Keeping it moving. Halvin Zella, 4 points, 1 of 2 from the field, 2 of 4 from the line, 3 rebounds, 1 offensive, 2 defensive, 1 foul, 1 turnover, 1 steal, 14 minutes played, minus 1, leading all Bearcats.
This is where we're at. This was one of the 5 best players on the team today. Halvin Zella with 4 points and 3 rebounds. Credit to Halvin for continuing to work hard. This is not a shot at Halvin, but
yeah. He plays with a ton of effort and a ton of energy. But he should never in a conference game unless you're up 22 like Houston was.
Yeah.
And you're on the side of the winning score, should he be one of your top 5 players?
Phil, I did not hear Wes's post-game comments because we're doing a show. How would I listen?
We're here.
We're here. Talking to you guys.
3 points for Kerr Kriisa, 1 of 3 from the floor, all threes, 2 defensive rebounds, 2 assists, 19 minutes played, minus 8.
I mean, minus 8's not bad, right? 19 minutes, minus 8 for this game. Pretty good.
Compared to everybody else, yeah.
Phil, if you're going to cuss at me, 1, you're going to get banned. 2, you said, did you hear Wes's post game? That's not telling me anything. That's a fucking question, Phil. Yeah. Chat is having a bad night, Aaron. Chat's having a bad afternoon. They're having a bad afternoon.
Let Kerr Kriisa shoot more.
He might be 1 for 8, but it's okay, Phil. I'm trying to change the energy around here by being a little sarcastic.
Not today.
Therapy's not working today, Aaron. Is that what you're telling me?
3 points for Tyler McKinley. 1 for 1 from the field. 1 of 4 from the line. 1 defensive rebound. His only rebound. 3 fouls. 15 minutes played. Minus 12. It sucks that he is in a position where he's playing through an injury because everyone else is injured. And he was largely ineffective today. He did more harm than good on the floor.
He made a 3.
Okay.
He didn't. It would have been minus 11.
He didn't. He made a 2 and a free throw.
Kerr?
We were talking about Tyler McKinley. I just read his entire stat line. Where have you been?
I thought we moved on to Kerr.
We did. We moved on off of Kerr and on to Tyler McKinley.
I don't care. I don't even care. Like, my effort is low today. I didn't even want to watch. Like, I literally in the second half, I was just sitting here like scrolling through the internet, looking at Twitter, like anything I could to not divert my attention to the TV, figuring out if I was going to be able to watch Royal Rumble. Like, just don't care. Are we done yet?
That was just a gross.
Tyler McKinley. I wish his knee wasn't bothering him, but it is. It's unfortunate.
That's what I said. All of that. He's playing through injury.
I was agreeing with you.
Okay.
I was agreeing with you.
2 points for Mustafa Cham, 1 of 5 from the field, 1 offensive, 2 defensive, giving him 3 rebounds. His effort on rebounding, I thought, was great today until he was gone. 1 block, 12 minutes played, -9.
He is much better at that mid-range shot when he's facing like a zone, when teams are giving him a little bit of space. When he gets crowded, he's not as reliable. Shot seems to be a little bit short when he's got somebody in his airspace, as opposed to when he's actually got time to like gather and like get a clean look at it. Houston's going to be a problem for him because of how physical they are. They just always are. But unfortunate that that looked like an ankle. I would assume it's an ankle, right ankle, had the boot on. Generally, when the boot comes out, that is not a good sign for the next however many games.
Yeah. Keep moving. 2 points for Baba Miller, 1 of 8 from the field, 0 for 2 from 3, 1 offensive, 7 defensive, giving him 8 rebounds, 3 assists, 1 foul, 2 turnovers, 33 minutes played, -18.
The problem's the second half, really. 2 points, 2 rebounds, at least in the first half. Like, he had 6 rebounds in the first half, like impacting the game. He did have 3 assists in the second half. They only made 11 baskets. So that was at least positive. But ultimately, Baba, 2 points, Mustafa Cham, 2 points, Day Thomas, I mean, he had 6, but like, if you're getting 10 or less from those 3 guys, it's not good enough.
You mean 15 points from 4 of your starters combined?
Generally not going to beat Houston that way.
No.
Generally not.
And then Jordi Rodriguez, the last Bearcat in, also with no points, 1 offensive, 2 defensive rebounds, giving him 3. That is his entire stat line. 9 minutes played, -3.
I like Jordi. I like that he goes out and does what he's asked to do. 3 rebounds in 9 minutes, only -3, which is a pretty good accomplishment given the way the rest of this game played out. I think he could be a good rotation piece down the road. If I was, and it's not going to matter. If there's a coaching change, somebody asked earlier, nobody's going to stay. Like, guys, this is 2026. There's a coaching change. Most of your roster, if not all your roster, hits the portal. You might be able to keep 1 or 2 guys. I am interested, Aaron. The way that this stuff works now, there are new rules that players have to wait like 5 days after the new coach is hired before going in the transfer portal. So I wonder if that's going to change
for retention purposes.
I wonder if that's going to change, how much that's going to change. Because a lot of times, like, the coach would leave and then immediately everybody's in the portal. Now they have to wait. The new coach gets hired. They're going to meet the new coach. New coach is going to decide who he likes and doesn't like. Like, does it have an impact, or is it still going to be everybody leaves? They just wait out the clock.
You kind of saw the same thing when Wes Miller got in here with John Brannon's guys, and even, I guess, to a smaller extent, John Brannon with mixed guys.
Yeah, there was no portal at that point.
Yeah, that one was a little different, but I mean, you pretty much had the portal with Wes coming in with John's guys.
It was right at the beginning of the portal, yeah.
But that all said, you also wonder what kind of effect, because I'm assuming until I hear otherwise that Corey's still going to be around. So what kind of an effect having a GM has on what, because if he's the one piecing the roster together anyway, I would imagine that he's having those conversations and trying to figure out who he's keeping around and all of that as well. So at that point, you still have a insurance policy of sorts with the GM here for trying to retain any bit of your roster.
Yeah, guys, we will have plenty of time to get to all of this, though. Trust me. We still got a month left in the a month, like 6 weeks.
Stop saying it out loud, though, because it's kind of like when you're on the treadmill and you're watching how long you've been running on the treadmill, as opposed to just keep looking. Yeah, stop looking at the clock.
Car ride.
Stop looking at car ride. Don't look at the clock. Just lose yourself in the music.
The music, the moment. Never let it go. You only get one shot. Oh, that's the aftermath. Thanks to everybody for tuning in. Brought to you by Galactic Fried Chicken right here on BearcatJournal.com.
See it!